My entryway really needs a makeover, and at first glance it may seem like a blank canvas only needing simple fixes, but first impressions matter, and this entryway is giving mediocre at best. I don't like it. My goal is to give this space a massive glow up for under $500 over the next few weeks, but I have limited time, and as a beginner DIYer, I also have limited experience. Did I get some in my eye? Oh my gosh. Let's just say I never want to do this again, but I'm determined to create the entryway of my dreams. So join me on my journey of making our house a home little by little. Good morning, guys. It is a whole new work week here in the entryway, and I left you guys off doing 2 coats of Skim coat on the walls, and I did 1 coat on the ceiling, and I realized that I'm gonna have to do a 3rd coat on the walls because we have some like imperfections that I know are gonna be visible once I get the paint on. So I really want to take care of that, and I decided to buy some +3. It's a lightweight joint compound that shrinks a lot less than all-purpose, so I'm hoping that will solve my problem. And then we're gonna get a 2nd coat on the ceiling, and hopefully we can call it done at that point and then get ready to prime and paint this week. Of course, I couldn't get started without the help of my design assistant. Before I could do anything, we covered all the flooring so that cleanup would be a breeze. Once the floors were protected, I got started preparing the +3 joint compound by adding a little bit of lukewarm water and mixing it thoroughly with my mud mixer attachment to get a smooth consistency. Think somewhere in between whipped cream and yogurt. After getting my +3 compound prepared, I applied it to the ceiling using a 3/4 inch roller and lathered it on the ceiling, going section by section to make things more manageable. I used my skimming blade to smooth everything out once it was on the surface, and this was definitely the more therapeutic part of the skim coat process. I was really starting to become so proud of myself for the work that I've done, especially this being my very first time doing something like this. Wow, that's probably like one of the best passes I've done. It looks really good. That was pretty good too. 3rd time's a charm, they say, so let's see. Yep, that was really good. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. I think for me, using the smaller blade allows me to have better control. That looks so good. I'm so proud of myself because it looks really good. Have like the smallest section. I don't know if you guys can see. That's all I have left, and then I'm done. I'm so happy. Now once I'm done with that, I can move on to the walls and then we'll be done. And I'm pretty sure, like, I'm doing so good on time that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to finish the last coat on the walls today. Skim coating the ceiling was definitely a labor of love, but I've learned so much through tackling this project, and I couldn't be more pleased with the progress and how well everything was turning out. We're done with the ceiling! Okay, so I just finished the last coat on the ceiling, and now I'm going to start on my final coat for the walls. And yeah, let's just get into it. Once I finished the final skim coat on the ceiling, I moved on to applying the final coat on the walls. For the areas like above the doorways like this, like the smaller areas, I was able to sand with my orbital sander, and I found that the orbital sander really helped to get everything extra smooth, and in those areas there aren't a lot of imperfections. So what I'm going to do is just go around with my taping knife and fill in any like imperfections that I see, and then I'll go and like use my larger skimming blade and the paint roller in order to skim coat like the actual larger surface area of wall. So I don't know what's up with these bubbles. This skim coating journey has definitely felt like a long one, and I did have a few moments of frustration, especially after having to do 3 entire coats on the walls. But the end result was definitely worth all the time and effort that I put into completing this, and every time that I look at my entryway walls, I can't help but be so in awe of my work, especially knowing that I've never done skim coating before. I'm almost done, guys. This is the last bit of the wall. Finally. Okay guys, so I finally finished the final coat on the walls. It's looking a lot better. There are some seams that are visible, but I believe that once I sand everything down tomorrow, it will kind of disappear and the walls should look very smooth, so I'm happy. Honestly, I just like to nitpick at little things, and I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, I'd like to think. Maybe not somewhat, I am a perfectionist, but I kind of like inspected as I went along and made sure that I got all the spots that I saw that were like little divots or bubbles. So it should be good tomorrow. Tomorrow's sanding day, and then depending on what time I get done sanding everything, I might be able to at least prime, but we'll see. I'm not gonna bet on that. Good morning, guys. Today is primer day. I have 2 different primers that I picked up. Well, I already had one that we used to paint the ceiling in our kitchen when we got the ceilings like redone. And so I'm thinking I could just go ahead and use that and maybe return the other primer that I don't need. And then I can save some money and put that back into the budget. I have this Kills PVA primer. And then I have the Zinsser Bullseye 123 primer. So first thing that I'm going to be doing is sanding the ceiling and the walls down. And instead of using my drywall sander, I am going to try wet sanding. And if you read the instructions on the bucket for the joint compound, it does say that you can use a sponge to wet sand to eliminate dust. And I really do want to eliminate as much dust as possible. And I think because I use the lightweight +3 compound, that it should be a lot easier to wet sand. So I'm going to be going in with these sponges. I'm going to dampen them with some water and just go ahead and see if that'll smooth out any of like the fine lines. Before I get to sanding and priming, we're gonna cover the floors. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Come on, let's go.
Hey.
What's your favorite part about helping me with my projects?
Painting.
Painting? That's your favorite part?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that I'm surprised by that answer.
Yeah.
I know you love painting. You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
You think you need sanding?
I think I need a sand. You're right. How did you know that?
I don't know, but I know.
You don't know, but you know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take. Well, I might have some good news for you.
Okay.
When I prime the walls, you can help me.
Oh, sorry.
You'll help me?
Yeah.
Ah, awesome. I knew you'd be excited to help. Okay, I need you to spread it. Go ahead.
Spread it?
Yep.
Put it right here?
Yep.
In here?
Mm-hmm. There you go. Perfect.
Because you don't want to get paint anywhere in there.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get paint in there. Thank you. What about over here?
Oh, yeah. Because you don't want paint.
Oh yeah, that's working. This is gonna be an arm workout for sure, but It beats all of the dust getting everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already second guessing this because this is just like an arm workout. And it's working, but I really have to do a lot to get it smooth. So now I'm like, should I just bust out the drywall sander and be done? But then I have to tape all the entry points off. I was trying to eliminate as much dust because like we're working, we have like just so much dust that's accumulating. Ah, did I get some in my eye? Oh my gosh. You can see that like as I wipe it down, it kind of like smooths out those seams. I just don't know if it's worth my time and effort to just go through the whole wall and do this. While it will reduce the dust, I'm also thinking about my time. I mean, it looks a lot smoother, but I can still see those ridges, which makes me feel like I need to just sand. Then I feel like it's also creating like a texture on the walls from the texture of the sponge. This was pointless. I'm going in. No! I'm so happy. It looks so good. Okay guys, I'm done with the ceiling. Now we're gonna do the walls. Let's do it. After realizing that wet sanding was gonna be way more work and take way more time than I had planned for, and didn't seem to be as effective as I thought it would be, I busted out the drywall sander yet again and got to sanding my final coat on the ceiling and walls. Okay guys, I'm done. I am literally sweating. My hair looks crazy because I've been taking the mask off, and let's just say I never want to do this again. The only problem is I actually have to do this again because going up the stairs we have a whole nother hallway with textured walls and a textured ceiling. So I actually have to do the hallway, but I am like 100% convinced I'm not going to be doing the ceiling up there. Like, I'm just over it. This is the last ceiling that I will skim coat. Mark my words. I just want to say to whoever was the person that installed the texture on these walls and the ceilings, thank you. And I mean that with the most sarcasm. I'm going to get everything cleaned up. That way I can get the primer up. After all the sanding, it was finally time to clean up the mess I made, and while I didn't end up getting to prime this day like I wanted to, I was happy with the progress that was made, and I was one step closer to the finish line. Good morning guys, it is prime and potentially paint day. I didn't get the paint yet, so if I do end up painting today, I have to go to the store. I purchased this microfiber like mop head with the pad from Dollar Tree, and it was $1.25 each, so that I'm able to wipe all the dust off the walls and the ceiling before I prime. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Also from Dollar Tree, I got this little paintbrush that I'm going to use to get any dust out of the corners, and then a hand sander just to get any of the areas that I missed with the big drywall sander. I know it may be really tempting to just jump to the fun stuff like priming and painting, but in order to ensure a professional-like finish, it's really important not to skip prep steps like these. Before I could start priming, I really needed to ensure that my surfaces were well prepped and ready to go. This consisted of me first sanding the tighter areas that I couldn't really get with my big drywall sander, like the corners where the wall and ceiling meet, or around my return vent and alarm panel. This was a pretty straightforward process, and it didn't take me much time to complete, so I wasn't really mad about it. Okay guys, so I just finished hand sanding for the areas that were harder to reach with my drywall sander. Everything looks so good. I'm so proud of myself because this really looks like a professional job. Like, I'm actually shocked. It was a lot of work. I just looked over and I saw a spot and I'm about to sand it. Okay, now we're done. Now I can dust everything off and get to priming. So another important part of the prep process for me was to ensure that there was no residual dust on the wall and ceiling surfaces. It may seem like an extra step, but it only took me all of 2 to 3 extra minutes, and I felt much better knowing that there was no chance of any dust messing with the overall finish. If you've been wanting to get rid of the ugly texture on your walls or ceilings in your home, but you just can't afford to pay a professional thousands of dollars to do it, I want to encourage you. This was my very first time doing this, and while I was really nervous leading up to this project, I knew that the only way that I would learn is by actually trying. So for anyone who's been thinking of doing skim coating in your home, I say go for it. Take your time, do the necessary prep, and know that nothing worth having comes easy. It is a lot of work and it can be challenging, but don't be afraid to pace yourself and take it room by room or even wall by wall if you need to. Okay, so we're done wiping all the dust off of the walls and the ceiling. Now I'm gonna vacuum all the dust up and then we will start priming. I'm so excited to see the walls coming together. So this is a workout. Okay, whew.
Got it! You paint?
For this next part, my design assistant decided to step in and take over. I forgot you're like a pro at painting.
I got
Don't
it
be
by
afraid.
Well, I got it by myself. Painting is so fun. I paint by myself. Painting is a pro, right?
Painting is a pro?
Yeah.
You mean you're a pro?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yours on me?
You can have this one. You can paint this.
Not yet, hold on.
Not yet. You paint now? Mommy, paint now?
No, come here. I'm gonna give you this roller. Good job.
Painting's not hard, right, Mommy?
Painting's not hard.
Yeah, I'm a pro.
You're a pro. Look at you. You are a pro.
Yeah, I like you. I like Mommy.
You're like me? Are you calling me a pro?
Yeah.
She called me a pro. How sweet.
Painting is so fun. Right, Mommy?
It sure is. I like painting more when I'm painting with you.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it's true though.
You didn't make the bumpy walls anymore now. No bumpy walls.
No bumpy walls. It was finally time to get the primer on the walls, but before I could start rolling away with my giant roller, I needed to cut in all of the walls and ceilings with my angle brush and a smaller roller so that I could get the areas that my larger roller won't get. And luckily enough, I had my design assistant to help me with this. Oh my gosh, I love this already. Guys, that's like almost a quarter of the wall in like 10 seconds. I love this thing. I feel like I'm gonna use this every time I have to paint now. Like, why would I want to use a regular roller? I don't. It's awesome. painted like half the wall in 10 seconds. Once I finished cutting in with my brush, I was able to move on to rolling the primer onto the walls, and I was super impressed at how much quicker I was able to get this done just by using a larger paint roller. Here we go, start the timer.
Wait, Mommy.
I wish we had this when we had to paint the kitchen ceiling. Once I finished priming the walls, it was time to prime the entryway ceiling, and I was able to get this done in no time. Okay guys, so in total, it took me 5 minutes and 23 seconds to complete the whole entire ceiling in this entryway. Keep in mind that the time includes me actually like reloading the roller with more paint. So even with that 5 minutes is literally insane. And then it took me maybe a minute or two to finish the walls in here. So I'm not complaining about that. So I'm saving so much time, and now I have time to go to Home Depot today and get some more supplies. While I allowed the primer time to dry and cure in the entryway, we took a family trip to the hardware store to purchase the paint for the entryway walls. And while I had taken a lot of time to think about what sort of color I wanted to use in the entryway, I hadn't quite nailed it down to a specific one just yet. We looked through some samples in the store, and I got my husband's input, and we were able to decide on a color. So I ordered my can of paint, and while we waited for the color to get mixed up, we headed to the trim section in order to pick up some of our decorative molding for the wall feature that I plan on doing in the entryway. Of course, it wouldn't be a proper trip to the hardware store without a little bit of fun.
Like you're about to go jousting.
Jousting?
Is that what it's called? Jousting?
I'm gonna do pole vault.
Oh, pole vault?
Ready? How do you do it? Wait, hold on.
It's like a grown-up's playground.
I probably look so dumb right now. Like, what in the world? If you look all the way up there, I think it's like about 15 and a half or 16 feet, and I'm like 5'5". Yeah, I think that checks out. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. So this is like, let's call it 15 feet each. So that means I have 60 feet in the cart. And I don't think I need that much, but I'm gonna do some calculations and then determine if I took too much. Alright, now let's get to measuring. Oh, he's got the form. You got the form. You gotta teach me that. After getting my trim cut down to sizes that would be easier to transport in our vehicle, we picked up our paint and headed home. Good morning guys, it's the next day and we finished priming the ceiling and the walls in the entryway, and today is paint day. So guys, I have this leftover ceiling paint that we use to paint the ceiling in our kitchen, and we purchased this over a year ago. So I'm really hoping that one, it's still good, and two, I'm hoping that I have enough for the ceiling. I feel like I should because it's really not that much of a surface area, so let's see. I'm also kind of wondering if I should just use this white paint for the ceiling in the closet of the entryway, and then if I don't have enough, use like my regular paint. Let's just try it and see if I have enough. I'm gonna try to stretch it as best as I can. Oh, this is not enough. I don't think that's enough. Like, I really don't think that's enough. Okay guys, so that's not gonna be enough paint at all for the ceiling. So what I'm gonna do is just use this paint to paint the ceiling in the entryway closet, and then I'm gonna have to go to the store and go and buy some more paint for the ceiling in the actual entryway. So that's so frustrating, but it's okay. We're gonna just do what we can now. I used the leftover ceiling paint that I had to paint the ceiling in the entry closet, and it worked out to be just enough. I used a brush instead of a roller to apply the paint so that I could really get into all the nooks and crannies that were in the ceiling, especially since there was the access to the attic in this closet. I finished the first coat of paint in the entryway closet ceiling. Now I'm gonna start painting the actual walls in that closet. And I have here a bucket of my Scuff Defense. This is Simply White by Benjamin Moore. It's color match. So before I can start painting the walls of the entryway closet, I'm gonna remove the support braces or the shelf that was supposed to be there, because I am gonna raise it so that way we can have a shelf that's a little bit higher up and make better use of the height of the closet. After wrestling with the baseboards, I decided to pull the trigger and buy this trim puller device, and I can attest that it has been a lifesaver. I'm gonna try and see if I can use that to remove the trim from this area. I see a screw, so I might actually need to remove that screw first before I try to pull anything off the wall. This is the only screw that I see. I'm gonna reuse this with the rod, and then I'm also gonna reuse these and just like move it up. We're trying to save money around here. In order to remove these shelf support pieces, I first unscrewed the little bracket pieces for the closet rod, and then scored at the support pieces with the utility knife. I then used my trim puller to pry the pieces off the wall, and once I was able to get each piece off, I made sure to remove the nails so that I could reuse the supports for the entry closet storage project. I then scraped away at any remaining caulk or raised bits from the wall to get everything nice and smooth and ready for paint. Since the entry closet is such a small space, I just used a 4-inch roller to quickly paint the walls, and it didn't take me much time at all. And I know what you may be thinking, I could have done a little bit more to prep the walls for paint, especially where I took the support brackets off, but since I'm planning on building out storage in here, the walls really didn't need to be perfect. Okay guys, so I finished painting the closet. I'm gonna paint the walls now because I already have the paint, and I honestly don't want to have to like pause the project just to go and get paint for the ceiling. I'm gonna use some painter's tape and just tape off the edges of the ceiling so that way when I paint the walls that I don't get any like the wall paint on the ceiling, if that makes sense. It was getting close to lunchtime, so my assistant wanted to be proactive and make sure that I was okay with her making a call to order some lunch for us. What people? Oh, to order the food?
Yeah.
Good idea.
You call it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call them now.
Not me.
You know their number? You know their number? 911? That's not the number for food. You'll get the wrong people. Okay guys, I got the ceiling taped off. I went to Home Depot and I got some ceiling paint. So I just kept it in the ultra pure white color that it comes in. I think I'm gonna do the walls first and then the ceiling. Let's go ahead and get started. It was finally time to get the paint on the walls, and I started by cutting in and then rolling everything out with my 18-inch paint roller. As I was seeing the color go up on the walls, I was really starting to feel unsure about my choice, but I decided to just go all in and allow myself time to sit with the color before making a decision to change anything. I'm usually an advocate of testing paint colors out in a space before settling on a color for your space, but I was so stuck on trying to stay within my budget that I didn't want to buy paint samples, and it ended up biting me in the butt. More on that later. We'll see. I'm not loving it. Guys, I fear I picked the wrong color. I don't like it. I think what I'm gonna do, just to see, because like it's also throwing me off that there's such like a big contrast between like the white trim and door and the color of the walls. So I'm gonna paint the trim of the closet to match the wall color that I chose and see if that makes a difference and if I like it, just so I get like a better idea. Okay, I'm in the living room so I can look at it from a distance. Obviously the color is going to be different around the trim because it's still wet. It's not dry yet, so it's still lighter than like the walls. I still hate it. Like, I don't like it at all, and I think you guys are gonna laugh at me for this. Like, literally, I think I'm gonna paint the hallway white again. Okay guys, it's the same day. I just changed my top because I had to go somewhere, and then I just didn't feel like changing my top again. But anyways, pretty sure I'm gonna change the color of the walls, but I have the ceiling paint, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint the ceilings since they're ready to be painted, and then tomorrow I'll head back to the hardware store and try to figure out what color we're gonna go with. Once the walls were dry, I was able to paint the ceiling before calling it a night. Painting ceilings could quickly become something that is dreadful, but I realized that the quality of the ceiling paint that you use is really what makes all the difference in the outcome and how easy it is to apply. I painted the ceiling. It looks really good. This is like, it looks like a new construction, like new build ceiling. Hello, love it. Moving forward, if I ever need to paint ceilings again, this is the paint I'll be using. It's the Behr Premium Interior Ceiling Flat in Ultra Pure White. I love it. I only need to do one coat. I don't have to do another coat, which is amazing, and I'm not gonna do another coat. Well, good morning guys. It's the next day. I have the entryway painted. On camera, it doesn't look too dark, but I definitely think that it's darker than what I was going for. So I ended up getting 2 paint samples, and we're gonna test them out this morning so that I can see what it dries down to look like. Let's get the samples up. actually really like that color. And this one, they look very similar. I'm leaning more towards off-white. The Greek Villa looks a little too light, whereas the off-white, it's giving more of the feeling that I want. I want it to have just like a warmth. Oh my gosh. Hubby's here, he's off camera right now, but I have the two samples up and I want to get his opinion on them. This color is Off-White by Bear. This is Greek Villa by Sharon Williams. Which one are you more drawn to? Based on like the ideas I've shown you and kind of what I'm going for, but also what do you like overall?
The Greek Villa.
The lighter color?
Yes.
Can you explain why? What makes you like drawn to that one over the other?
Because it's lighter.
So you like lighter. That was my initial color that I was gonna go for, so I think I'm gonna go with that. All right, thanks. Oh, turkey. Got my paint and we're gonna get to it. Open it. Oh my gosh, it's running so bad. I probably should like dry the roller. Oh no. It's still kind of wet from when I rinsed it out. Moving forward, if I am even the slightest bit unsure about a color for my space, I will be buying paint samples so that I can avoid this from happening again. All in all, I was so content once I saw this new color up on the walls, and it looks even better with the wall trim. I really can't wait for you all to see that, but you'll have to wait for the next video. This color, Greek Villa, was the perfect blend of being bright and airy, but still giving off that cozy feeling with the warmer undertones of the shade. It truly was the perfect pick for this space. Okay, it's time to paint the closet now. While I had the paint out, I decided I would go ahead and put a second coat of paint on the walls in the entry closet. So I went ahead and used the same Greek Villa color in there to finish it off. Okay guys, so I just finished the first coat of the official paint color for the entryway, and I also painted in the closet. I do have to do some touch-ups in there where I removed the old shelf and all of that, but I decided to just paint first since I have all my paint supplies out already. After everything that I went through to get to this point, I was feeling super relieved to be getting the last coat of paint on the walls. I am so happy with how much I got done, and majority of the work that needs to be completed after this is all pretty progress. I can't wait for y'all to see it, and in the next video I'll also be updating you on where I am within the $500 budget, so stay tuned for that. I know this has been a little bit of a crazy ride, but I thank you guys so much if you've made it this far in the video. Good morning, guys. It's the next day and I'm really happy because, as you can see, the walls are painted. This is the color Greek Villa by Sharon Williams. It's bright, but it's not a stark white, and it just has like a warm feeling to it. I love this color. This is exactly the color, the vibe that I was going for. In the next video, I'll be installing all things trim, from baseboards to wall molding, and I'll also be giving our front door a major glow up. If you've enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching, and be blessed. I will update you all on the community tab when the next video is being released.